April 30th, 1945. Berlin. Deep beneath the shattered streets, 40 feet underground, the air smells of damp concrete, cordite, and old tobacco. You can hear it, even here, the city dying above your head. Soviet artillery lands in relentless waves, each impact shaking dust from the bunker ceiling like falling snow. The Third Reich, once draped in banners and torchlight, has been reduced to a subterranean maze of narrow corridors and flickering bulbs. Adolf Hitler stands in a low-ceilinged room, no larger than a modest apartment living space. He is 56 years old, hunched, trembling. His left hand shakes uncontrollably at his side. The Führer's once tailored uniforms now hang loose on his shrinking frame. Eva Braun sits nearby, attempting a smile that never quite forms. Around them, the last loyalists of the regime move with forced purpose. Joseph Goebbels, pale and rigid. Martin Bormann, eyes darting, already thinking several steps ahead. SS adjutants and couriers waiting for orders that no longer matter. Outside, the Red Army is less than 500 meters away. Maps pinned to the walls are useless now. The Reich Chancellery above is in ruins, its marble halls torn open by shell fire. Soviet troops are advancing street by street, cellar by cellar, tanks grinding over rubble that once formed the heart of Germany's capital. There will be no breakout, no relief, no miracle. At 1 p.m., Hitler dictates his political testament. He speaks slowly, bitterness edging every word. Germany has failed him, he says. The generals betrayed him. The Jews are blamed, as always. He names Karl Dönitz as his successor, not in Berlin, but far to the north, an implicit admission that this bunker is a tomb. Those present later recall his voice as oddly calm. Shortly after 3 p.m., Hitler says his farewells. He shakes hands mechanically. Some salute, others cannot meet his eyes. Then he and Eva Braun retreat into his private study. The heavy door closes. A few minutes pass, then a sharp sound, described by witnesses as a muffled gunshot. When the door is opened, the scene is grim and intimate. Hitler is slumped on a sofa, a Walther PPK pistol near his right hand. Blood stains the armrest. Eva Braun lies beside him, lifeless, cyanide having done its work. According to those in the room, this is the end of Adolf Hitler. But what happens next is where certainty begins to dissolve. Orders are given quickly. The bodies are wrapped in blankets, carried up a narrow stairwell, and taken into the shell-pocked garden behind the Reich Chancellery. Soviet shells are already landing nearby. Under fire, SS men place the bodies in a shallow crater. They pour petrol, scarce, precious fuel, over the remains. Matches are struck. Flames rise, uneven and wind-tossed. The burning is incomplete. Shelling forces the men to abandon the site repeatedly. When they finally retreat for good, only charred, partially destroyed remains are left behind. No photographs are taken. No formal documentation is made. The bodies are not buried properly. And within hours, Soviet troops overrun the area. This is the moment when history fractures. The Soviets recover burned remains near the bunker. Teeth fragments, pieces of skull, bone splinters mixed with ash and earth. Stalin demands confirmation, absolute proof. Yet almost immediately, Soviet officials begin issuing contradictory statements. One day Hitler is dead, the next he may have fled. Soviet newspapers speculate openly about an escape to Spain or Argentina. Stalin himself tells Allied leaders he believes Hitler is alive. To the Western Allies, no intact body is ever presented. American and British intelligence officers request physical evidence. They receive only Soviet assurances and silence. The remains are classified. Autopsy reports vanish into sealed archives. The SS officers who first handled the evidence are reassigned, silenced, or contradict one another years later. Eyewitnesses from the bunker begin telling their stories, but none agree on every detail. Some remember a gunshot, others insist it was poison alone. One recalls seeing blood, another does not. Even the location of the body in the room varies depending on who is speaking and when. And then is the skull. Decades later, a fragment of skull stored in Moscow will be identified by Soviet authorities as Hitler's. For years, it will be displayed as proof, until forensic testing suggests it belongs to a woman. By the summer of 1945, rumors were already spreading across a ruined Europe. Sightings, submarine voyages, secret escape routes through Austria and Italy. Intelligence cables pile up, most dismissed, some quietly archived. The world wants certainty. Instead, it gets questions. As Berlin smolders and the bunker is buried beneath rubble, the absence of a body becomes more powerful than its presence ever could have been. In the chaos of defeat, with evidence destroyed by fire and truth locked behind Soviet walls, one question refuses to die with the Reich. Did Adolf Hitler really die here? Or did he vanish into the wreckage of history, leaving behind nothing but ashes and doubt?